Hey guys, I was about to say hola mi gente, but not everybody is speaking Spanish, you know. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. Today is just gonna be a cook with me. I'm going to make bistec. This is eye round steak. It looks like this. As a glare, but because it's plastic on it. But yeah, so I'm gonna make these. I'm gonna make them with onions, and I'm going to make white rice with gandules guisada. What did I say? With bolas de plátano. These are plantains, and I'm gonna mash them with some garlic and salt, and turn them into little balls, put them in the refrigerator, and then you cook them like dumplings. Like once you put the beans to cook with this, like in the sauce or whatever, and then once the it's like boiling, then you drop in the little balls. So it's like dumplings, like plantain dumplings. But yeah, I'm gonna make that with white rice and steak with onions. But yeah, so let's get started. And Leo want to say hi. Come here. You want to say hi? Hey you. You want to say hi? No? You want to say hi? Not today? No, what he wants is to get up on the kitchen counter. But you're not today, Leo. Not ever. Isn't he so cute? Him is so cute. Him is so cute, but him gotta get down. He was meowing, and he did that yesterday, and he climbed up on my leg, and then I picked him up and he started falling asleep. But today he just want to be nosy. But yeah, so let me show y'all. I'm gonna start with the guineos first, because then I put them in the refrigerator while I do everything else. So I cut up the plátanos, and I cut them up like this thickness. Majority of them are that thick. I mean, they ain't perfect, but you know. Now I'm gonna blend them, and I will show you what it looks like. I'm doing them half and half because I never use this blender to make this, so I don't know how it's gonna be. So I'm gonna blend this, and then I'll show you. I'm gonna blend it, and I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and garlic paste. But yeah, I'll show you when it's done. So I'm gonna do the other half of the plátanos, and then I'll show you when I'm about to make the balls. So this is the consistency that you want, like nice and smooth. Now if you don't have a blender and you have a food processor, you can use that. I understand that not everybody's blenders are the same. The blender that I had before, it took a minute for me to do this because all the little pieces would like fly around the blender. With this blender, it doesn't do that. It keeps everything at the bottom, so it blends up really nicely, and it's really quick. But I did used to make it in the other blender. It just took more time and more patience. But yeah, because this is the consistency that you want it to be, nice and smooth, to make the dumplings. So now the trick to making this without the making the balls without, you know, like as soon as you touch it, it sticks to your hands. But what you gotta do is wet your hands. while your hands are wet, you can make the balls without them sticking to your hand. So my hand is wet. And you grab a ball. And you see you can make like a little dumpling without it sticking to your hands because your hands are wet. You're gonna have to keep on wetting your hands with each ball because, you know, after a while your hands are gonna start getting sticky again. It's a labor of love, but I'm telling you right now, it's bomb. So I'm gonna just keep going back and forth. And I'm gonna try to make all the balls the same. I'm not like measuring them or anything. And if you fill through it and you have like little chunks of plátano, that's fine. Just take them out, put them to the side. Yeah, so you just keep on making the bolas. And then when you're done, you're gonna put them in the refrigerator while you get the guineos ready. I'll just make a few more so you can see. You see my hands are starting to, the water is already almost gone. So it's kind of sticking, so I can get away with this last one before I wash. If I have to wet my hands again. And you want to try to make them the same size. I mean, like I said, you don't have to measure them or anything, but like more or less so that they can all get cooked, you know, the same at the same time. Be done at the same time. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep on making these. I'll show you when I'm all done. And then what's the next thing we're gonna do? So these are what the bola de plátanos looks like. Bolas de plátano. Now these are from green plantains, not green bananas. Plantains. That's what these are. Mashed plantains with salt and garlic. And you gotta get them nice and smooth to make the best dumplings. But yeah, so now I'm gonna take these, put them in the refrigerator. They're not gonna get hard in the refrigerator, but they're gonna get a little bit easier to manage while I get the gandules ready. So before I get started, I'm showing you the beans. This is the steak. What I did was just cut them into strips the long way. And I'm going to be seasoning them with some adobo, some garlic powder, and some vinegar, distilled white vinegar. And then I'm gonna let this sit to marinate while I do the beans. So there's some vinegar. Be generous because it's a lot of steak. This is the garlic powder. The adobo. You don't want to do too much adobo because it's saucy. You know, adobo is saucy. And then since you have the vinegar, then you just want to be careful right now. You just let it absorb the seasonings. And you're gonna let this sit. You're not gonna put it in the fridge. You're gonna let it sit out so it can stay at room temperature while you get the beans ready. It's not gonna sit for that long, but just enough that it absorbs those flavors. The vinegar helps. I like the taste that it gives it, but it also helps to tenderize the meat. So let that sit with a tapa. So put the lid on it. Put this to the side. And now I'm gonna do my the seasoning for my gandules. So now for the gandules, I'm gonna take this pot. You need a big pot because of the plátanos, the bola de plátano. There's a lot of them, so you want them to have enough room to cook. So this is a 3.5 quart pot. And to this, I'm gonna add, let me turn it on. I'm gonna add some olive oil. That much. And then to the olive oil, I'm gonna add my sofrito. Probably like a tablespoon and a half, maybe to 2 tablespoons. I think if I add all of this, it'll be 2 tablespoons. Yeah, that's about 2 tablespoons of sofrito. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this cook for a minute, and then I'll add the gandules. So these are the gandules. They're green pigeon peas, like this. I add this with the water. If you're Puerto Rican, you feel me. And to this, I'm gonna add 1 packet of sazon. I'm gonna add 2 of these cubes of cilantro. The little, so I do 2. I'm gonna add a little bit of ground cumin, some onion powder, garlic powder, and adobo. So that's been cooking for a minute or so. I'm gonna add the can. Hey guys, editing Liza here. I usually also add oregano, but I didn't have any. So if you have some, you can add that too. No gandules. And the rest of the seasonings. I season this to taste. I don't have no measurements because if you like your stuff salty, then add more adobo. If you like more cumin flavor, add more cumin. If you like more garlic, add more garlic, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm also gonna add a half a can of tomato sauce. Completely forgot. I don't always cook with this. So I forgot that I need this. So I'm gonna use half of this can. So what I did was add water to this. So it's almost to the top. It's like 3/4 of the pot full. So I'm gonna let this cook until it starts like boiling. Like a rolling boil, I think that's what it's called. When it's boiling like that for like 5 minutes, like it has a strong boil for 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna add the bola de plátanos. So that's the kind of boil that you need. So you can add bola de plátano. So I'm gonna get them now and put them in. But that's the kind of boil that you need. It's been boiling like that for about 5 minutes. So I find it easiest to slide them into the pot, because then they slide right off. Let me see. So before you try to stir it or anything, let it go back to a boil. Because you see right now it's kind of like it's about to start boiling. but it's not there yet because you just added the bolas. They just came from the refrigerator, so they were cold. But so you don't do anything yet. Just let it get to a boil again, and then you'll be able to move them around. If you do it now, like I said, you're gonna mush everything up, and you don't want that. You want them to stay in the shape of a ball. This pan right here, I have some olive oil, probably like 2 tablespoons of olive oil, like the same that I put in the pot for the beans, for that. With 2 tablespoons of sofrito, and I'm just gonna fry this for a minute. And then once it's been frying for a minute, I'm gonna add steak. So now that's been frying for a minute. Now I'm gonna add the beef there, just like that. And I'm gonna move it around. And now what I'm gonna do is, in the same container that it was in, I'm gonna put water in there, and I'm gonna put it in here. So I just put water in there, and that's just regular water with whatever seasoning was left over, and I'm gonna just pour it to cover the beef there like that. And then I'm gonna cover it and just let it cook until the meat gets tender. And then I'm gonna add onions. I'm gonna add 1 small onion sliced, and some olives. And when the water starts to go down, you can taste it for salt or whatever. You might want to add some. I didn't add too much when I was marinating it because I didn't want it to be salty. So I rather like start with a little bit, and then if I need to add more, because once you add all of that salt, you can't take it out. So but yeah, so I'm gonna cover this and I'm gonna let it cook, and then I'll show you what the next step will be. Oh yeah, and let me show you these. You see the bolas are floating, so that's good. Now you can stir it around, make sure that none of them are stuck at the bottom. But that's how it's supposed to look. And the bolas, the plantain balls, they're gonna thicken up the liquid of the beans. But yeah, so now I'm gonna let this cook. You gotta let them cook. Let these cook all the way through. Let the beef cook, and I'm gonna put my white rice to cook. So this is the oil. This is the caldero for the white rice. Just some oil in there. And this is my washed rice. This is 3 cups of basmati rice. That, and I'm gonna add some water. So I have 3 cups of rice, and then I put water until it covers my cucharon like that. This is a big spoon. And I just let it sit in there. And as long as it covers my spoon like that, that's enough water. My rice, when I cook it like this, is always perfect. Now when I do it in other pots, I don't do it this way. Then I do it like how many cups of rice to water ratio, that thing. But when I make my rice, always when I do it in the caldero, I do it like this, and it has never failed me. So yeah, so that's always gonna be just enough water for my rice, no matter how much rice you have in it. It just always works. So yeah, so now I'm gonna let this boil, and then when the water is gone, and then I'm gonna cover it. So this is done, and this is how it's like nice and thick now. Can't really see because of the steam, but yeah, this is it. I would usually add olives to this, but I'm not going to because he's not a big fan of olives, and since I'm gonna add olives to the bite, I'm gonna leave the olives out of this. So this is the rice, and like I said, guys, it's perfection. The only thing, I forgot to add salt, but it's okay because I have beans with gravy, so it'll be okay. But yeah, it's nice and fluffy, nice and soft, and yeah, exactly the way it's supposed to be every single time, guys. All right, so I just added the onions. I added 1 small onion and some olives. And now the steak is already cooked. It's already nice and soft. But now I'm just gonna let the onions steam cook with the meat for like 5 minutes. And then it'll be ready to go, and I'll show you what everything looks like when it's done. So this is everything done. This is my plate. The rice, the gandules, the bola de plátano, I had some cucumbers, and that's the steak with the onions and some olives. But yeah, so that's my food. You guys should try it. It's so good. But yeah, I'm about to bust a grub. Peace. So real quick, I just wanted to show you what the inside looked like. That's what it looks like. I just cut a piece. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys so you could see, because I think earlier you couldn't really tell. But yeah, so all right, bye.